At shooting guard, standing 6'5", number 2, Rodney Stuckey. At guard 6'2" from IUPUI, number 3, the hometown hero, George Hill. The 7'2" center out of Georgetown, wearing the double nickel, area 55. Stand up for the big dog, Roy Hibbert. At forward from Xavier University, number 21, he's a bad man, David West. At the small forward position, at 6'9", number 13, Paul George. Your home team head coach is Frank Vogel.
The Trailblazers are out of Portland and into an interconference game. Pacers looking to make the most out of their home court advantage here in Indianapolis. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, joined as always by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And it's going to be the Trailblazers off the tip. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Filling out the wings, it's Matthews and Batum. Aldridge and Lopez are down low. And it's Lillard in at the 1 spot. And Matthews kicks to Lillard. Elbow shot is on the way. And he hits the jump shot. Lillard's got the first points of the night for the Trailblazers.
Damian Lillard, a scoring point guard, great three-point shooter, able to hit from deep range off the dribble, you name it. And, of course, hit probably the biggest shot of the playoffs last year, that game winner that ended the series against Houston.
Now here's Hibbert. The shot is off. Lillard outside. Kicks it to Lopez. Lillard, a screen on Hibbert. Lopez passes to Batum, and that one's good. Batum's got his first bucket in this one. And for Lillard, not just a long-range threat, he's great running that pick and roll, driving and kicking to set up his teammates.
Yeah, he's really excellent in ball handling situations in that pick and roll. I mean, he can get his shot, the guys go under. He can split the screen. He can create shots for other people. And he's a real handful. And his athleticism is very sneaky, scary.
West, that's good. Here's Lillard. The dish to Lopez. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
3 straight makes to start this game. Looking good.
Portland on defense. 4-point game. The drive by Hill. The 11-footer, and that one's good. West has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Lillard against Hill. Lillard misses.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Hill dishes to George. He kicks it to Stuckey. Back to George. 6 to shoot. From 10 feet out. And again, it's Indiana.
Got 3 out of 4 from the floor, so a good start for this club.
Aldridge with a screen on Hill. And Lillard kicks to Aldridge. Back to Lillard. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Lillard. Feeds it to Aldridge. Hits the jump hook.
How about this? They're shooting 80% so far. I know it's early, but offensively they look great.
Outside Hill. Stuckey, a screen on Lillard. The drive by Hill. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Hill left side. Outside, George Shot from the top of the key. And it's Portland with the rebound. Lillard with it. This is to Batum. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And the shot is good. Matthews has got his first 3 points of the game.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness. Roy Hibbert, the big dog, number 55 for the Pacers, is 7'2" and is a little too big for king-size beds. Every time the Pacers go on the road, he has to take along a special inflatable mattress that he likes to sleep on. One of the downsides of living large.
Roy Hibbert.
And Hibbert's father stands 6'2", and Steve, his mother, is 6'1". But Roy obviously towers over both of them.
Well, he towers over everybody, Kevin. I mean, you look at the family roots. His parents came from the Caribbean. And Roy actually played one game for the Jamaican national team back in 2010. And unfortunately, that actually may rule him out of playing for Team USA. So a very interesting sort of international background there.
No good on the second free throw. A lot of positive, Steve, for the Pacers last year and how they started the season. And, Clark, you saw this firsthand every night, dominating early, but they did have a falling off point.
Yeah, after the All-Star break, they went from looking unbeatable to looking like just another team, but they were able to gather themselves just in time and make a deep playoff run.
Pacers trail by 4. Outside Hill. Pass to George. Hibbert with a screen for George. Inside to Hibbert. The shot's good on the assist by George.
With the Pacers, although they didn't end the regular season as they might have wanted to, they were still able to rest a number of players down the stretch and prepare for their playoff run, which ended up with the conference finals again.
And it's Matthews with the jam.
The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, the D pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
yes,
you?
Sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me, that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
Yes, he did.
That was embarrassing.
Now here's Hibbert. Can't connect from short range.
Well, the Pacers were running away with the Eastern Conference last year, and I think they took their foot off the gas pedal a little bit second half of the year. They struggled at times, made some moves, but ultimately righted the ship and made a deep playoff run. Wow, just a tremendous first quarter shooting the basketball for them, guys.
Yeah, when they put it up, it's gone in.
Now Hill. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Shot on the way. No good off the back of the rim.
Great defensive anticipation there to challenge that shooter.
Now here's Matthews. He has 5. Aldridge with a screen on Stuckey. Matthews passes to Aldridge. No good. And Indiana will come the other way. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Matthews into the lane. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down. Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Wes Matthews, undrafted out of Marquette. What a career he has carved out with the Blazers, Steve.
Well, you think about it, he started as a rookie with the Jazz. Then the rare restricted free agent that was allowed to change teams. Utah decided not to match Portland's offer, and what a deal that turned out to be for the Blazers. He's been a solid starter for them for 4 years now.
Hill kicks to Stuckey. It's back to Hill. Pass to West. West, right side, and finally drops after rolling around the rim. West has got his 3rd basket of the night. Lillard dishes to Aldridge. And he converts the layup.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Now here's Stuckey. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Here is Lillard. Aldridge left side. And David West gets the whistle that time. And Indiana making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. So it's Portland now. 6-point lead. Here's Lopez. 5 on the clock. Out left to the wing. Lillard from outside. The shot is off. For Indiana, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Hill with it. He feeds it to Mahimi. Lopez with the steal. Hill against Lillard. Lopez passes to Aldridge. Outside, Batum. Lillard against Stuckey. Lillard misses. Pacers trail by 6. Now Hill. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And George kicks it to West. Pops loose off the pick and hammers it home.
You know, for a guy his size, he doesn't play above the rim very often like he did on that slam.
Still got some power behind him, though.
Yeah, I mean, you let him get in close like that, he'll throw one down hard on you.
Now here's Lopez. Lillard with a screen for Lopez. Aldridge with a screen on Hill. Matthews dishes to Aldridge.
Aldridge can do so many things on a basketball floor. It shouldn't really come as a surprise when he switches his style up. Last year, I thought he played a lot more with his back to the basket.
And to add what you said about Aldridge, the years before his last season, he tended to face up to the basket and Clark shoot over people, which was fine as he was so gifted at.
Well, I think with the change to the Blazers' offensive schemes and just the way the team wanted to approach the season, they needed more of a back-to-the-basket guy, and Aldridge was as dominant as ever stepping into that role, in addition to still being able to knock down that face-up jumper.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Luis Scola, he's checked in for West. C.J. Miles comes in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Watson in for Hill. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
You know, as great as Aldridge was in the first half of last year, you felt like he was going to really kick it into overdrive in the second half of the season because of his all-star snub.
Here is Watson. The feed to Scola. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Portland leading by 6. Blake kicks to Lillard. Came in a screen on George. Blake passes to King, and he gets the bucket. And the Trailblazers lead by 8. And Aldridge, in saying he should have been a starter in last year's All-Star game, probably comparing the Blazers' record at the time to that of Kevin Love's of Minnesota.
Yeah, but it's not just team success. I mean, one thing for Aldridge, he takes some tough shots. A 23-point-per-game score, but his shooting efficiency was actually below average last season.
Now here's Kaman. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Miles dishes to Scola, and that one's good.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Here's Lillard after Luis Scola's score. Batum wide open, he fires. And Scola pulls it down. Batum against George. Pass to Miles. Scola, a screen on King. Batum with the steal. Lillard, right side, takes the 12-footer and hits. Lillard's got 6 points.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Here is Watson, covered by Lillard. Watson kicks to Scola. Pulls up on the elbow. Portland grabs the miss.
They've got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Well, I like the way they've set the tone. You know, they're going to have to continue to work at it, but rebounds will be key in this game, no question about it.
Heyman. And he can extend the lead to double digits. Pacers trail by 8. And the pass to Watson. Here is Mahinmi. Aldridge is covering. Mahinmi kicks to Scola. The jump hook, that's good. Trailblazers leading by 6. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And here is Blake. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. To the wing on the left. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Lillard from outside. Count that one. And the Trailblazers lead by 9. Here's George. And that's not even close. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Trailblazers lead by 9. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And for Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Yeah, this team played an excellent first quarter offensively, moving the ball and getting a good flow to their offense. That's why you see those big assist totals.
Yeah, very timely passing for them, Steve, and that's fun to watch.
Pacers trail by 9. Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. They've got Steve Blake. Chris came in out there with Robinson. Then it's Terrell Wright. And it's Batum in at the shooting guard position. Here is Watson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot clock at 6. Here's George. And it's in off the backboard. George has got the first basket of the second quarter for Indiana. Trailblazers leading by 7. Blake passes to King. Oh, yes, the turnaround.
Look at the size discrepancy there between the defender and the shooter.
Well, those are warm-up jumpers. When there's not a hand in his face, he'll knock those down all day.
Watson with it, guarded by Blake. Scola sets a screen for George. Outside, Scola. Indiana moving it around. Stolen by Robinson. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Here's Blake. Came in a screen. Just 5 to shoot. He dishes it to Blake. There's the 3. And another 3 for Portland.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, you look at the points, I mean, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
Here is Miles. The Trailblazers knocking down the tray, and he gets it to go.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
Here's Blake. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Came in the high post. Pacers with the rebound. Scoa's got his third rebound tonight.
I thought the Blazers really turned some heads last year with how they were able to be right in the thick of things in the West from the start. Got out of the gates quickly and sustained a really high level of play most of the season. A big part of that success, though, was taking care of business against the East.
Portland leading by 9. Wright dishes to Blake. Kicks it to Batum. Robinson left side. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Thomas Robinson, this is a good note, only the 5th top 5 pick in the lottery era to be traded in his rookie season. He went from the Kings to the Rockets before ending up in Portland for year 2. Still looking for stability, trying to find his niche at the forward position.
Well, it's been a whirlwind first couple seasons for Thomas Robinson in the NBA, hasn't it?
And it has been, Kevin, and that wasn't really the worst of it. His second season at Kansas, his mother and both of his grandparents passed away all within weeks of one another. I remember when that was happening. I actually was doing a Kansas game during that stretch. Really overwhelming what that young man encountered. He's had to overcome a lot, so you can't help but root for him to find happiness, fulfillment, and success. And we'll see if that all plays out and comes together.
He became the man of the house in a hurry. Raised his
sure
sister.
did.
Raised his younger sister.
Right. That's exactly right.
And the Pacers call time here. Well, Steve, without a doubt, the biggest surprise, especially early on last season, was the dominant play of the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, a team that had been projected to fight for a playoff spot was instead one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the West all season long.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Terry Stotts as he addressed his team. He told them they should be dedicating themselves to hitting the offensive glass with everything they've got from now on, even if that means it takes them away from defensive transition. He also wants them using a fundamental offensive approach. Specifically, he'd like to see them running the pick and roll as often as they can. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
And, one of the things I think that was key for the Blazers was they addressed their 2 biggest issues, depth and interior defense. Robin Lopez gave them that paint protection and rebounding, and they completely overhauled their bench. 6 of their 14 roster spots changed hands.
The first free throw is good.
And the bench for Portland bringing in both veterans and younger talent. Thomas Robinson, C.J. McCollum can grow with this team. You got to give this Blazers front office a lot of credit.
And both free throws good for Roy Hibbert. Roy Hibbert, one of the biggest players in the league. Clark, 7'2" last season, bulking up to 290 pounds.
Yeah, he wanted to get stronger to better hold his position in the low post, and for a good portion of the season he did that. Then he fell back into some old habits. When he first joined the Pacers, the coach had him slim down to 250 pounds because the type of game the Pacers were playing was a little different. But he's a player who's best playing to his strength. And we mean that literally.
And the basket by Hill.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Here's Blake. He's guarded by Hill. Blake kicks to Wright. Wright left side. Blake passes to Robinson. Good. And the assist goes to Blake. Blake's got 4 assists now tonight.
And for Hibbert, it's amazing how far he's come with his conditioning. You hear stories from when he arrived at Georgetown, couldn't do a push-up, couldn't jump rope, said he could barely run. So to get where he is now just took a tremendous amount of work.
And for Hibbert at Georgetown, they had him doing everything from weights to dancing in an effort to develop his coordination and core strength. And he even embraced MMA training in the NBA. So he's really left no stone unturned in working to develop his body and his game, and you can see the fruits of that work and how he's performed over the last couple of years.
And David West drops them both.
Even though they're behind, I love the job they've been doing getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, they've been aggressive, and that's really important. You've got to continue to attack.
Now here's Matthews. 7 points in the game. Wright with a screen on Stuckey. And Wright, here we go. Comes up empty down low. Pacers trail by 8. Outside Hill. There's the dish to Copeland. West, right side. He kicks it to Copeland. Hill has the open look. Goes back up. And Hibbert lays it up and in. Hibbert's got 4 points in the quarter.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Blake with it. He's guarded by Hill. Blake dishes to Robinson. Robinson left side. Feeds to Blake. Fires from 14. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assists. Blake's got 5.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
And it's Hill penetrating. And it's Hibbert missing. Trailblazers leading by 8. And Matthews kicks to Blake. Lopez outside. Here's the screen. Here's Matthews. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Wes Matthews started off last season on fire. Over 50% from long range over the first quarter of the season. And as time went on, he cooled off a bit. But as a whole, just an excellent year for Matthews. Probably the best of his career.
And he makes the first.
And Matthews, a reliable three-point shooter throughout his career. Able to hit spotting up or on the move. Prefers that left wing, but can really spray you from anywhere.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And Steve, Wesley Matthews selective with when he'll look to attack off the dribble.
Yeah, he keeps his turnovers low, but he's a gym rat. Working on his ability to drive inside and finish, but really wants to shoot threes. That's what his focus is.
Timeout called the Pacers.
A lot of pressure and expectation last year for the Pacers in the playoffs. No longer were they an underdog or a feel-good story. They were expected to make a deep run.
Now here is Hill. Here's Copeland. It's back to Hill. 6 to shoot. Stuckey outside. Here's West. And he drops in the layup off the glass. West has got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
Blake passes to Lopez. There's the pick. Dishes it to Matthews. Wright sets a screen for Matthews. Pass to Wright. And he gets it to go. Wright's got his first points in this one. And they would return to the Eastern Conference Finals after some scares for them in the early rounds. You saw it, but Clark, once again, they could not beat the Heat.
And the difference there, Kevin, was the mentality and fortitude of the Heat. And clearly the talent was pretty equal, but I thought the leadership of LeBron and the brilliance of Dwayne Wade was just a little too much for a young, evolving team to handle.
Good insight. Here is Matthews after David West's bucket. Robinson against West. With some arc. No good. Great D that time from Hibbert. Pacers trail by 8. Hill with it. West inside. Matthews with the steal. Blake with it. Rodney Stuckey covering. Blake kicks to Matthews. Good. And the assist goes to Blake. Blake's got his 5th assist in this one. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Trailblazers.
Well, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
Passes it to Lopez. He feeds it to Wright. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Robinson. Fires it up. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. West has got his 5th rebound in this one. Stuckey dishes to Hill. Now the feed to Copeland. To the wing right side. Outside Hill. Stuckey drives inside. Good D by Lopez.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
Robinson a screen on West. Off the pick. That one wide left.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Now here is Hill. The 15-footer. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from David West.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Well, there was a time not that long ago when Rodney Stuckey was considered a rising star in the NBA, considered a steal with the 15th pick in the 2007 draft, but after back-to-back disappointing seasons, I think it's fair to ask, have we seen the best of Stuckey already?
And some changes here for the Pacers. Mahinmi's checked in for Hibbert, and it's George in for Chris Copeland. And then for the Trailblazers, Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Robinson. Batum comes in for Darrell Wright, and Lillard subbed in for Steve Blake. Clark, some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
And he gets it to go.
And Rodney Stuckey was playing in a contract season. Started last season breaking his thumb in his car door, and that required surgery. He missed the first month, and as a result, he never did get back to the level he had hoped for.
And that one's good by Aldridge.
He had no problem knocking down that shot, and a little more damage inflicted on another defensive lapse.
Hill passes to West. Good, the assist goes to Hill. And that's 18 points for David West. And for Stuckey, not an outside shooter, but his percentage of shots around the basket has dropped for 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, he's not drawing as many fouls. He assisted at half the rate he did in 2010-11. Some of it was fit in Detroit, no floor spacing. See if he can get back to playing his brand of basketball.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Terry Stotts led the Blazers to the second round last season, and he's now in his 3rd year with the team. He spent a couple of seasons as head coach in Atlanta and Milwaukee, but this is his longest stint and the best talent he's ever had. As Stotts said, you never know if you're going to get another chance. Guys, he's certainly making the most of it.
Doing a great job. Thanks, Doris. Now Lillard. George Hill missing on the 3. And Lillard kicks to Batum. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Batum. The pass to Aldridge. And again, it's Portland converting.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
Pacers trail by 10. Outside Hill. He dishes it to West. And stolen by Lillard. And he jams it with authority.
Good aggressive finish on the break.
That's as easy a 2 points as you could ask for.
outside Hill. West a screen on Batum. And George, here we go.
Taking the guard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting the screen that freed him up.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
Here's Lillard, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
The Trailblazers have been excellent at the free throw line here today. A flawless 6 for 6. First one falls for him.
How about the job they're doing drawing contact and giving themselves opportunities for free points at the line?
My kind of basketball, Steve. No frills, straight ahead, physical play.
And so he hits both.
He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Now Watson. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Paul George. Lillard attacking. And we finished one half of basketball. Portland out in front. They're up by 10. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm here with Roy Hibbert. And Roy, what do you think the team needs to do coming up in the second half?
I think we need to take care of the ball on the offensive end, get back, but got to do a better job of just controlling the pace of the game. You know, you give a little bit of leeway, but I think we can do a better job in that aspect.
Roy, as always, we appreciate the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. Trail by 10. Paul George is the 3 with David West at the 4. Hill is out there with Rodney Stuckey. And it's Hibbert in at the center position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Leaps for it. Lopez with the steal. Kicks it to Batum. The 3. And that one's good. Batum's got the first field goal of the second half for the Trailblazers.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that 3. You can look at a number of areas where the Blazers improved last season. Really an outstanding year all the way around. But one area they still had trouble with was their depth. That's an area they'll look to shore up going forward.
Here is Matthews. Following the basket by George Hill. Back to Matthews. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. Just 5 to shoot. Goes up from the top of the key. And again, it's Portland converting. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. And here is Hill. Stuckey, a screen on Lillard. Hill drives in. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Trailblazers leading by 11. Lillard outside. Lopez sets a screen for Lillard. Aldridge dishes to Lillard. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. Matthews into the lane. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. You got to give the front office a lot of credit with the Pacers for what they've put together.
Without question, Kevin. You know, prevailing wisdom in the NBA was that to compete, you needed to either be a big market free agent destination or kind of tank for high draft picks. The Pacers kind of did it their own way, building solidly and steadily through the draft and with smart through free agent acquisitions. The biggest one being David West a few years back.
And the key for the Pacers in constructing this club has been finding terrific value in the draft. Roy Hibbert drafted 17th, Paul George 10th. Even George Hill was acquired for the 15th pick, so very impressive.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
You know, and looking at the rise of these Pacers, it's hard to overlook the hiring of first-time head coach Frank Vogel, who's done a really nice job in leading that team. I think it all goes back to the front office, taking a team that could have been treading water and not realizing its potential and then molding and shaping them into a championship contender.
That's good. And that's now 7 points for Nicholas Batum.
Perfect on their first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
Hill against Lillard. Hill kicks to George. Good. The assist goes to Hill. And 11 points here for George.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Here's Aldridge. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And the Trailblazers lead by 13. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Damian Lillard off to a great start to his NBA career. Year 1, he was the 4th ever unanimous Rookie of the Year. And then year 2, his first All-Star appearance.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. He touched on his desire to see them make heavy use of the pick and roll for the rest of the game. Keep setting those screens, fellas. Those were his exact words. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork. Those were the messages. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
And thank you, Doris.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Yeah, they've done a great job causing havoc and then taking advantage in transition offensively.
And so here is Indiana. The Blazers getting the bucket. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Hill. And Damian Lillard last season, the first player in NBA history to compete in all 5 major All-Star events.
Well, let's count them off right now, partner. He did the Rising Stars Challenge, the skills event, three-point shootout, the dunk contest, and he played in the big game on Sunday.
That's a busy weekend.
That's a full weekend, and the young fellow handled himself well in all 5 of them.
Here's Hill, following the score by Damian Lillard. Outside Hill. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Unloads from 13. That one a little long.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Lillard attacking outside Matthews. The dish to Lopez. The shot is off. Great D that time from Hibbert.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
He kicks to Stuckey. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Aldridge. Here's Batum. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Pacers trail by 14. George passes to Hill. Stuckey outside. West to screen on Batum. Floats one up. Stuckey can't get it to go. Lillard outside. Feeds it to Aldridge. Here's Lopez. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Trailblazers?
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
They've consistently drilled the mid-range jumper tonight as well, which has forced the D to come out on them.
Portland Trailblazers last season acquiring Robin Lopez essentially for 2 second-round picks. Just a huge pickup for them as he solidified their starting lineup.
Here's Lillard. Paul George making his last shot. Lillard dishes to Lopez. Pass to Matthews. And stolen by Hibbert. Outside Hill. Dishes it to West. And again, it's Indiana converting.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Well, David West, a pro's pro. And a name many might overlook when talking about the best power forwards in the league. But since his arrival in Indy, he's been a big part of what's catapulted that team into the upper echelon. Back-to-back conference finals the last 2 years, and David West is in the middle of their success at both ends of the floor.
The Pacers making a change here. Copeland's checked in. Now here's Matthews. He's got 16. Fades away, and he gets it to go. Matthews has got 7 points for the quarter.
He is feeling it. A terrific percentage from the field.
And West, not the most explosive leaper. He won't wow you on the highlight reels.
Yeah, and that lack of flash, you know, might cost him some attention. But look, this guy can do it all. I mean, he defends, he can score inside, he can go outside and knock down that shot. He's a terrific all-around player.
Now here is George. He's got 13. George sets a screen for Hill. He feeds it to Hibbert. That's tipped, and so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Chris Copeland.
Checking in for your Pacers, Luis Scola.
And here are the Pacers now, down by 15. And it's Hibbert missing. Stuckey against Matthews. Passes to Lillard. Pass to Aldridge. Robinson inside. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Boy, they've been so sound offensively in the second half. I love the way they're playing.
Yeah, there's really no comparison in the shooting percentages between the teams since the break.
Mahimi's checked in for Indiana. The Trailblazers have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
And this was an excellent free throw shooting team a year ago, guys. About 81% as a team.
And, you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers help them win games.
Now, here is George. The kick out to Hill. Takes the three. Can't get it to go. Now Portland takes it the other way. Now, here's Lillard. 17 points in the game. Here's Matthews, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 5 assists tonight.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Now, here is Hill. George with a screen on Lillard. Hill kicks to Scola. Scola left side. Clock at 6. George with no one around. It's good from long range. George has got 8 points here in this quarter.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Of course, they have to stay hot, but if they do, I think you're right, Mark, particularly if they can convert defense into offense.
Now, here is Hill after the miss from Damian Lillard. Scola sets a screen for George. The feed now to Scola. Back to George. Puts it up from 15, and the shot is good. George has got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, his scoring this quarter has been off the charts, and the complexion of the game as a result may change.
Lillard, the pass to Batum. He dishes it to Robinson. From 13 feet, it goes down. Robinson's got 8.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play. Well, last season the fans in Indiana finally came back in bunches to support their hometown Pacers, in the top 10 in attendance, up from 25th in 2013.
Now here's Stuckey. Stolen by Robinson. Matthews dishes to Lillard. Back to Matthews. Launches a 3. Pacers with the rebound. Well, Clark, you look at the low attendance numbers for the Pacers in years past, from 2007 to 2012. They averaged the second worst in the league. I think that surprised a lot of people.
It really did. It surprised me and the rest of the organization as well. Yet that corresponds with the seasons that the Pacers actually dipped below 500, and there wasn't a lot of promise on the horizon. With the Pacers winning now, and from what I hear, the TV ratings are also over double. Actually, I know the TV ratings for that team have doubled up since 2012, so things are headed in the right direction now.
Here's Aldridge. Paul George making his last shot. Outside Hill. They set the pick. And George kicks to Hill. Misses from close range.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Lillard outside. And the pass to Matthews. Fader on the way. Scola with the rebound.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
That's good. And it's 6 points in the game for Stuckey.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
And he gets it to go. 14 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Now, you got to love the footwork. How about that turnaround?
Outside Hill. Kicks it to George. For the 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Matthews has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Lillard outside. The dish to Batum. He kicks it to Aldridge. Rebound by Mahinmi. Mahinmi's got his 5th rebound in this one. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Hill, no good.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
And Lillard kicks to Batum. Back to Lillard. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Indiana. Here's Hill. No good. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Trailblazers lead by 14. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Well, tremendous point guard play, but that's nothing new coming from him. This is what you expect. A gorgeous feed there.
Portland leading by 14. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Portland, Lillard and Batum, the backcourt duo. Terrell Wright is out there with Robin Lopez. And it's Kaman in at the center, filling out the middle. Here's West, following the basket by Nicholas Batum. Good D by Lopez.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
Lillard, the pass to Batum. Offensive rebound, goes back up. And the nice bucket inside from Lopez.
Well, it's plays like that, hustle plays on the glass, and then staying with it, being active, it really caused some problems for that defense.
Here is Watson. West outside. Feeds to Miles. 5 to shoot. Watson dishes to George. It's good, and Watson picking up the assist. And it's now 22 points for Paul George.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
And Batum kicks to Lillard. Pass to Batum. Back to Wright. The three. Here's Lopez. Came in trying to break free. Lopez, no luck. Clark David struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
George with the ball. Now Wright defending. Miles the pass to George. Here is Miles, covered by Lillard. And it's Miles missing. Portland leading by 16. Lillard left side. It's up a three. That's good. Lillard's got 20.
Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
Watson dishes to Hibbert. And George kicks to Miles. Indiana moving the ball around. Hibbert inside. Lopez covering, and it's Hibbert missing. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Lillard attacking. Dishes it to Lopez. Lillard outside. Unloads from 13. And it's Lillard again missing. Pacers trail by 19. It's George on the wing. Here is Miles, defended by Kaman. Miles the pass to Watson. To the wing on the left. Miles dishes to Watson. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Here's Batum. Now a timeout called by Portland. Matthews, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And so here's Portland. Lopez kicks to Lillard. Lillard left side. Outside, Batum. 6 on the shot clock. Takes a 3. Matthews, no good. Pacers trail by 17. Here's Watson, and he gets it to go.
C.J. Watson.
Lillard with it. He feeds it to Kamen. Outside Matthews. Lillard outside. Passes it to Batum. The three. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 6 assists here tonight.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
Pass to Miles. West a screen on Matthews. Here's Miles, and there are the Pacers with another bucket.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Lillard left side. The feed to Kamen. Knocked loose, and it's out of bounds as the Portland Trail Blazers retain possession.
14 seconds on the shot. 14.
Batum passes to Matthews. From downtown, and the Trailblazers another three.
I'll tell you what, until this defense gets out and defends the three-point line, I mean, it's going to be a parade.
Yeah, we've already seen 3 in a row from out there.
Here is Watson. It's Miles atop the key. Let's go. Misses off the left iron.
Good rebound there, but overall, they're getting outworked on the glass.
Steve, I think that's what you'd expect, seeing what the score is.
Portland leading by 19 points. And Lillard kicks to Matthews. Shot clock at 6. The fader. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway. Take the shot that's available.
Watson up top. Covered by Lillard. Fires the 3. Watson's shot is off. Kamen sets a screen for Batum. He dishes it to Lopez. The pass to Lillard. Up top, Batum. Back to Lillard. Paul George with the steal. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Here's Miles. Matthews with the rebound. Matthews has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Lillard dishes to Kamen. Back to Lillard. Batum wide open. He fires. The shot misses. So the Pacers will take it the other way. Here's Miles. Miles with another miss.
And poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
And Lillard kicks to Matthews. Jacks up a 3. Offensive rebound. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. 6 points for Chris Kamen.
Whether by design or accident, that was a very high-quality shot they created.
Shot to stop the run. Here's West. Kamen with the defensive effort. Trailblazers leading by 23. Outside Matthews. Lillard outside. Matthews passes to Lillard. Into Lopez. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 13 rebounds. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Now, here is George. That is good. George has got 4 this quarter. Lillard outside. Lopez sets a screen for Lillard. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
They've been getting way too many high percentage looks close to the basket, and tell you what, when they're getting them, they're converting.
You know, the play in the paint, an aspect of this game that has gone entirely their way.
Here is Watson. From deep, George. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. Watson's got his 4th assist in this one. Lillard outside. And Hibbert with the block. Here is Miles. He's covered by Matthews. Watson's shot is good. Trailblazers leading by 20. Lillard outside. Kamen sets a screen for Lillard. Kicks it to Kamen. That's good.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
That's good.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Now, here's Lillard. Lopez dishes to Batum. He kicks it to Matthews. 5 to shoot. From 13 feet, it goes down. Matthews has got 16 points here in the second half.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Well, the old days of the dollar-for-dollar luxury tax are gone. The new, more punitive luxury tax really changing the way the league does business. Teams like the Knicks and the Lakers and the Celtics, high-revenue teams, they're not nearly as willing to go into that tax anymore, so it really has kind of leveled the playing field.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Stuckey comes in for C.J. Miles, and George Hills subbed in for C.J. Watson. Trailblazers leading by 19 points. And Steve, you mentioned the new luxury tax, and Clark and I talk about it all the time. It's an incremental system. Clark, you know, it starts at 150% and above the $15 million over the cap. The tax is 325%.
And Kevin, that's before you get into the repeater penalties. If a team pays the luxury tax 4 out of 5 seasons in a row, you tack on another 100%. Those numbers could even affect big market teams.
Portland's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Lopez, a screen on Hill. The kick out to Matthews. Back to Lillard. At the elbow, it's Matthews. Lillard, the pass to Batum. 6 on the shot clock. Lillard against Hill. Lillard misses.
Say the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
Sure. No luck. Portland's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times.
Well, this is going to end in a lopsided victory, obviously. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness and the ability to close. You really have to give it up for the Trailblazers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
The dish now to Stuckey. It's George on the wing. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The Trailblazers shooting very well right now, 52% in this fourth quarter. And Lillard kicks to Batum. Shoots from 14, and that's good for 2.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now, thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Lillard against Hill. Feeds to Hibbert. And the shot is good. Here's Lillard. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Damian, certainly a nice game for you tonight. Tell us about how your approach to the game has developed and your role within this offense.
Well, there's a lot of pick and roll in the NBA right now. Scoring point guards that stay in attack mode and make the right plays are the most successful. And, you know, that's what they want me to be. They want me to make plays and be aggressive offensively. And I'm most successful that way. And I think I thrived in it tonight.
You have the talent to do exactly that, Damian. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, that about concludes our broadcast tonight. For Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, Wesley Matthews.